What's going on YouTube is Donnie B all day. So, as you can see by the title, we're going to be using a couple of pretty nasty blades here today. And the reason is because it was requested. Somebody said, hey man, I want to see the Preacher versus the Panawal dotted. And I was like, yeah, me too, because I love them. I freaking love them. So let's go over what we're looking at right here. We're looking at two knives, both made by the Khukuri house in Nepal, right? So they both feature the same traditional Nepalese sheaths, handmade to the knife, but freaking beautiful. You gotta love the buffalo hide sheaths. I do anyway. If you don't, well, that's you. But I really like the buffalo hide sheaths. I think they are very nice. Very nice. I just like a handmade sheath though. All right, so we're gonna get into, well, let's look. Since they're in the sheets, we can see too. Both are true full tang, all the way through full tang. Both are tapered. So you will see a taper tang. You can see this one's a little thicker. Both are rosewood handled. Boop. And both are sweet. So let's get a look at these blades. And it was a good choice for him to say he wanted to see these two because the size is really close, which is going to help when it comes to comparison for chopping. Now you can see the Preacher. This is a no joke knife. I mean, look at this knife, man. This is no joke, right? This thing is made to swing and chop. It's for jungle combat and warfare and farming and anything else you want to use this for. This thing is nasty. And then you look at this thing, and it's... This thing's made for Bigfoot killing. Look at this blade. It's a little different. They're both 5160. Both very comfortable in the hand. I love the traditional Nepalese grips, and I designed this one to be comfortable, so it's comfortable. My dbad Preacher is lanyard hold, so if you need that extra something to hold it onto you, you can do that. They are both pretty long. I believe my Preacher is 9 inches. That's how I designed it. No, maybe 10 somewhere. Yeah, 10 inches, and I think this is 10 inches. So they are both pretty much the same as far as size. Good job picking two knives to go against each other. I mean, one is a Khukuri, one is a mammoth Bowie style. This one is Chirad. You can see that beautiful look to it. This one is just classic, and it is gorgeous. So let's get a good look at these thicknesses. Ooh-wee, they're pretty close right there. 7 millimeters. It's a thick blade, man. It's a thick blade. Big monsters. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go, and you've already seen videos. You've seen reviews on these individually, but now we're going to see side by side, just hitting stuff. Just hitting. So because that's really what it's going to come down to. You're not going to say, okay, let me see which one feather sticks better. No, you're not. You don't care about that. And if you want to see all that kind of stuff, look at the individual videos. They're both reviewed. This one, as a matter of fact, Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery, Choir Boys with a Z, has done 4 different videos on this knife. He loves this knife. Loves this knife. It's his. This is his EDC. No joke. All right, so let's go hit some stuff. Hold on. All right, we're gonna start over here. First shot I'm gonna take is going to be with the Khukuri. Holy mackerel, that is a pretty nasty shot. Man, I might have to show you guys this closer. That is pretty beastly. We'll go up a little bit thicker. Let's get rid of some of those. Now we will use the Preacher. Oh, okay. So, well, that didn't take very long. I thought the Preacher would take a couple shots. But I mean, clearly both are nasty choppers. This thing is, it's just so big and so weighted to come down on things. The power it's going to generate is just unmatched. This thing right here is just a comfortable swinger. It feels like no matter what you do, it's going to stay in the hand for as long as you need it to. Since that went fast, I ran out of space. So we're gonna have to come do something else. We're gonna do something else. All right. Let's see. I'll try to get you guys there. It's a little windy, so you might blow over. If so, it happens. All right. So I'm gonna de-limb right here, and you can see de-limbing. I accidentally took a huge chunk. I just went halfway through this branch, just taking off this little guy right here. See if we can't finish it off. Of course we can. Do you see that? Do you see how pretty that is? This is a Khukuri, man, made by the Khukuri house. So let's I guess we'll use this one. We'll finish the D-limb, and now we will see. Oh my God, guys, I am not making this stuff up. That is, look at this. That is one shot. And you are seeing this is thicker than my knife handle. That's a pretty big, trying to get it without it going all the way through. I can't, look, I'm tapping it just to, I was going to stick it in the wood to not let it go all the way through. But look at what it's doing. There's no, that's, I love this knife. I love this knife. I wasn't even trying for like, that kind of devastation to get it all the way through. It just does it. It just does it because it knows. It knows ahead of time. It says, oh, this is supposed to come down. I'm going to take it down. All right, so let's put these up here. I'm going to raise you guys up. I'm going to raise y'all up so we can get a good view at this guy right here. And I am going to do a couple of, where'd my knives go? I put them down and they slid away. There we go. All right, I found, put them on the trampoline that the tree fell on. I put them on the edge and they slid all the way to the middle. All right, so here we go. Here we go. It's almost not fair. Almost. Almost not fair. I mean, every time this thing strikes, it wants to just dismember whatever it's touching. It just small strikes too, just a little tiny bam, and things are happening. And what's crazy is that this thing is better than most choppers I use. This thing is amazing chopping, and there's something about this guy. Look at this. Look at this. There's something about this that just, it does more than any other knife. I mean, just insane. Look at this. And the best part is that no matter what, they're going to take the abuse because they're made for it. The edges, creme de la creme. There's no jacking them up. There's no, oh, you better get Mako on your edges because you just screwed it up. No, these things, golden. Whooshing, you hear that? It's just, they are made for banging. That's, you're not going to find two blades made to beat on more than right here. 5160 steel, man. Done right and done awesome. This is the Khukuri house, KHHI, in Nepal. Guys that have been, you know what I mean, in Nepal, you got these Sherpas that have been doing this for 1,006 years. 1,006. That's an actual date, I think. And so when you're wondering if it's going to be good, well, I mean, ask the ancestors. They've been doing it literally forever. For as long as people have needed knives, the Gurkhas have been making them just like this, and they make them the same way. The same way. There's no big modern technology in it. So you're going to say, oh, well, it's not the prettiest finished knife. No, it's a working knife. This isn't made to be on a shelf. This is made to chop down the wood to make the shelf. And if you really, really want a knife that can chop through pretty much anything, I'm talking anything, from walruses to CVS, it's just awesome. Awesome. So when it comes down to a versus, and you're saying, oh, versus, it's usually, you know, a little harder, you know, or I mean, a little easier to be able to say, oh yeah, this one's way, way better. But here you have two phenomenal knives. I'm going to tell you though, as much as I love this and as much as this is a classic, this guy right here, the Khukuri house, when they took my design, they did it right. They knocked it out of the freaking park. This knife is as nasty and awesome as it should be, right? And this is just as nasty and awesome. Let's get them in the light as any traditional Panawal Khukuri should be. It's just the way it is, right? Let's give you guys a little show right here. Oh my, look at those. There we go, catch the light. Now these are working man's knives right here. These are get it done type blades. I freaking love them. They both work. If it came down to what should I buy, what would I be happy with, both you'd be happy with either. For me, and not just because I designed it, but they killed it. The preacher is just, it's just nasty. It's got that predator tip. It's got the chira. It's fat. It's big. I designed the finger choil to be a fighting choil. So I designed it in the rear, and you see how the pinky fits on there. So this makes this grip right here just devastating. That's exactly how it was designed. What I had in mind when I made it, and they couldn't have made a better knife. Couldn't have made a better knife. This thing is made for destruction. If you were gonna say, hey He-Man, turn yourself into a knife, all right, here I go, I have a pull. So that's it right there, guys. Just lost my voice and everything. Both knives, both are incredible, but when you're talking about a versus and which one has to be the better knife, try and find one more nasty, devastating, just awesome than the dbad preacher. Oh yeah. All right guys, swinging some blades in 2021. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.